Jeep Gladiator Rubicon bumper install. Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. How are you today? Pretty good here. Today I am going to be installing this Rubicon, or Rubicon style anyway, stubby bumper on the front of the Gladiator back there. Now, it is a knockoff, let me say, but I got to tell you, I'm not sure really, other than a few little quality issues, what the difference is. Otherwise, it looks pretty much identical to the Mopar style for half the price. Now, I did take off the ends to make it stubby. You know, the Rubicon style bumper has the ends that you can remove. There are a couple scratches in it. That's from shipping. I will touch that up, and of course I changed the color of the tow hooks to green because I'm going to go with more of a Gobi black and green kind of theme for this Jeep. Do have the covers to put on the front there. It came with some that have little holes in the front here. I didn't like those, so I got the OEM style to put on. That should be just fine. But what we've got to do first is remove the existing bumper. And really, after you disconnect the fog lights over there, I think there's just one connection, and remove this trim piece in the center here, there's just 4 bolts that hold this thing on. Of course, we do have to remove the air dam underneath, so I guess there is a little bit more. And take the license plate off, of course. Okay, first off, removing this little trim piece inside. It's just a couple of little push pins. Show you here in just a second. Pretty simple to get out. You just pull them up, pull the center up, I guess, like all of them work, and you should be able to just pull it right out. You guys can see it's just one of these deals where you pull the center up and then pull the whole thing out. There's just 2 of them, one on each side. And sometimes the center pulls out away from the other part. Not a big deal. You just slip it back in. No harm, no foul, and that's it. And then this center piece here just comes right out. I don't know if you really have to take this off, but certainly makes things a little more accessible, so go ahead and set this aside. Next up, we probably should go ahead and remove the license plate. So that's pretty simple. Go ahead and pull that off. Okay, go ahead and set that aside. Now, that's the easy part. Now we need to raise the Jeep up so we can access everything underneath that we need to take off, so let's do that. Now that we've got the Jeep up in the air, we need to remove this air dam. There's just a bunch of push pin like things across the front there, and I think a couple of screws here, one here and one here, and then that should enable us to release this. And I'll probably leave that off. I don't think I'm going to put that back on, so let me go ahead and pull that off. There we go. And it came with a rock inside. So any of you guys that get noises and things coming from the front of your Jeeps, you might just have a rock sitting inside your little air dam here. Who knows? Anyway, let's put all the hardware in this thing. Use it as a holder now. And go ahead and set this piece aside. Okay, next up. Let's see. You know, some folks tackle this piece or remove this piece here. I don't know that we really need to do that. So let me take a little look around in here and figure it out. We do need to remove this piece. And that's just to give us more access to the bolts that are behind the bumper here that we have to remove. This is kind of in the way. So to take this off, I believe there are just 2 bolts. One here, and then it slides up. There's a little tab here. Slides up and comes off. It's pretty simple. That should be it. Let's find out. That was it. Let's set this aside now. Okay, that is going to bring us to the fog light connection. And I had put covers on here to protect the back of the fog lights. So I'm going to have to remove those covers. Yours may or may not have those. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. Right back here on the back, there are these covers. I made these from the trim pieces that were on there before and put these on. And we are going to have to pull those. And you can see where the bolts are. There's two here, two on the other side, and then the same on the other side of the Jeep. And actually, we only really, I think, need to remove this cover because the fog lights are all ran from that end. There is no connection down here that I can recall that goes to the Jeep. It all runs from down there. So I need to pull that cover off to disconnect the fog lights, and then we can get to the bolts to actually go ahead and pull the bumper. Okay, got this piece off. Again, this is a piece that I made and put up there. I gotta tell you, first off, these little screws, you'd think something this little be easy. The most difficult screws I've taken off so far. What a pain. Now, need to disconnect the fog lights on that end. Need to verify that, like I think, it's just one connection there, and then we can get the bumper off. Okay, the one plug that we have to separate, took me about 15 minutes to figure this out. Right here on the top, and it doesn't look like it, but right here on the top is an area you just push that down and then the plug here will pull out. I think we're going to need this wiring for the next one because it doesn't look to me like it gives a way to connect with one wire to the Jeep like this does, so we'll see. But again, right here on top, this area here, just push that down and that releases. There's the tongue inside, if you can see that. That releases the plug. So now we just need to lift it back up in the air and then remove those 4 bolts underneath, which, if I recall, are pretty difficult to get to. And then we should be able to pull this front bumper off. Alright, got all the screws, got everything off the back. It's time to muscle this thing off. If it's like my wife's Jeep, you kind of have to smack it a couple of times. I'm hoping it's not like that. Let me set you guys down. You can see how it goes. Let's see. Yeah, right there, I think. Okay, got the gloves ready. You know, wimpy, still office hands, I guess, from another life. Let's see how it goes. Not too bad at all. I think it's going to come off pretty easily. Let's see. That's it. We've got the bumper off. Set this thing aside and we'll take a look at the wiring next. Alright, progress report. First of all, the wiring that runs inside the stock bumper needs to be removed. It's very easy. You just take these 2 bolts off on each side. This panel lifts out and you can pull that whole wiring harness out. That wiring harness plugs into these new fog lights. Man, works perfectly. I've done a test. We'll do another test before I'm done. The bumper's on. It is not tightened. I have these bungee cords. You might be wondering why. Because there's this plate, and this is to mount a winch. And I thought I'd go ahead and put that on because who knows what I'm going to do in the future. But you have to put that on at the same time you put the bumper on, and if you don't have an extra pair of hands, it can be rather cumbersome. So I put it through the bolts and then bungeed it on there, carried the whole thing over, and then finagled it on. It did work quite well. Wasn't quite sure, but it did. So we're golden there. Now I got to lift this up in the air, secure the wiring underneath there, do a few little cosmetic touches, I guess, like plug these holes. I have some clips and things for that. and then put the new covers on the front and get the license plate on. I am going to run a plate on the front of the truck and tighten up the bolts, and then we'll be done. So let me do that, then we'll come back on and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, got everything tightened down, got the wires tied up, just doing the finishing touches now. I put this trim piece back on. Again, just push pins. You guys saw how it came off. Just fits in here. It gives you a nice finished look here, I think. Next, we have to do these little side or front covers, I guess, fog light covers. We'll do that next. Okay, real quick, these are the ones that came with the kit. And they have a hole here. I'm not sure what that hole is for. I may use these someday and put a light in there or something. I don't know. But I didn't want that hole, so I went ahead and bought the genuine Mopar version. You can see no hole. And they just snap in, and then a couple of push pins over here on the edge hold them in. So let's go ahead and make sure they fit. I hope they do. That would be a real bummer. They should. All right, let's push in. That's it. Pretty simple, right? Now I need to find me a couple of push pins, and I believe I have some to put here in these holes, and that will be the final touch as far as these go. Okay, we've got those in, and I did put a couple of little push pin type things in on the sides. Here's the passenger side. Fits in there pretty nice, I think. Looks good. Got the pins over here on the side. Now we need to put this brace in. I think it'll still fit under here to hide these little frame pieces, I guess. All right, the headband is off. I must be done. I am done. I've done a little bit of touch up. There were a couple scrape marks in it from shipping. I don't attribute that to it being a knockoff bumper. But let's take a look. Here you go. Here's what it looks like. Get out here into some light. It is the Rubicon faux knockoff, whatever you want to call it, stubby bumper. It looks identical to what my wife has on hers. There are some subtle differences, quality things really, but nothing horrible. It did fit well. It did have some scratches in it, like I said, from shipping here. I kind of tried to touch those up a little bit. I'll probably hit those again, just something real quick. The big thing about this for me is first of all, the stubby bumper, the look, of course, and then the green tow hooks. I think it's pretty cool on this truck. I like it. I'll be curious to see what you guys think of them. I am going to do a couple other green accents on the truck. A couple things I thought of while I was actually painting the tow hooks green on this one. But it does have LED fog lights. Those replaced, or they didn't replace, they came with the grill. Oops, get you up here where you can see. They came with the grill, or the bumper I should say, and they look pretty good. I'm digging them. I like them. I think they're pretty sharp. I like this bar across the top. It's one thing that I wanted, was to have some kind of a bar. To be honest, I'm not a fan of those big giant bars that stick way out. I really don't dig those, so this was perfect for me. It's fairly low profile, subtle, but big enough that it does have impact and it's still there. So pretty cool, I think. Let you guys take another look at it from closer dead on here, if you will. There you go. There's kind of a front look. Now, there was one other thing that happened as a result of installing this grill. There's something that's wrong. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I want you to leave a comment. Let me know if you guys can point out to me what is wrong, what the truck needs. I'll be curious to know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think of the grill itself. I'd be curious to know what you think of it. Anyway, that's it. The install's done. Real quick, if you haven't before and you're interested, check out my other channel. It is Automotive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma back here. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.